All right, everyone. So we have to postpone Laurel Run, unfortunately, Laurel Run Park. It's just one of those weeks. It's December, so it's overcast all the time. We couldn't go out Sunday. Sunday was New Year's Eve. We had too many things to do. Today is New Year's Day. We got up, of course, we stayed up late, so we got up a little late. And around here, especially with this weather, if you only get going by 1:30, it's like this. It's just gray and dim, and we need a full sunny day, at least a 4 or 5 hours for Laurel Run Park to get to this final waterfall. I'm gonna be doing an overview of the Laurel Run investigation before you see the actual final hike. I'm going to walk everyone through, kind of give you a chance to see clips of the Laurel Run hikes and my investigation process as time went on, because it was a long one. It took a lot of work, a lot of time. So you can see the progression of what we learned, what I was doing, and then by the end of it, you'll be ready for our final hike, where we finally find the answer to the Roy Cotton Simpson story. But today, we're going to a place, it's only requiring driving. We might have to get out to check out a waterfall, but the waterfall's near the road. We are going to Brown Mountain, and the reason we're going there is because there's a road called, there's a place called Wattenberger Gap, which keeps coming up. It's been suggested to us many times. In one case, a person who I think is psychic but didn't say, just randomly put in an address, which I'm not going to say, but it was an address along Wattenberger Gap. I don't know why, where it came from, but then we also got, suggestions to check out Bear Hollow Road and just the backside of the road that goes, it connects to Bays Mountain, all those roads. So we're just going to go for a drive today, drive all the way through there, check out that address, which I'll show you when we get there. What's interesting about that address is I saw on Google Maps that up until 2019, 2020, there was nothing out there. It was isolated. That exact address across the road from it, there's nothing there. And then in late 20, I think the closest address I could get for satellite maps was late 2020. And suddenly there was construction or clearing of the land across the road from that location. There were a couple trucks and some kind of machinery, or I don't know what it was, but there was a clearing with a big road across from the address. So who knows? We don't know anything about it. We don't know what we're going to look at, but we're just going to check out that address. And there's also, somebody told me there's a waterfall down there near the old Brown Road Church or something like that. There's a church and a cemetery, and then that's where where the waterfall is. You can see by the road, apparently. You should be able to see the waterfall by the road. So we're going to just take a look at that area, see what Jen feels, see what we find at the locations. And that should be a good afternoon. I think we have enough lighting at least to do that kind of drive. We have a good couple, 2-3 hours here. So that's what we're going to do today. Check out Brown Mountain. Show you, at the very least, show you what Brown Mountain looks like near the Greeneville side. Then it goes over to Hawkins County. So we're going to take a ride today and possibly get out and explore some places. So let's get going. isolated. Yeah, that's trailer. All right, so it's important to capture what's going on here because Jen started having some of the usual symptoms that there's something unusual about this area. And again, before we continue this part of the video and the rest of up this road, up Air Hollow Road, this whole area felt off. And the problem is, and the reason I wanted to actually do this commentary for this part of the ride, and I think I'm going to do this for for the rest of it as well, is these feelings, these things that come up can be related to other things. So it could be someone died in the area, someone had a tragedy, something bad happened, completely unrelated to summer, completely unrelated to what we're here for. And that's kind of the difficulty in what we do, is we go for these rides and we can pick up on anything. It's sort of like a radar without any identifying signals of what we're seeing. So that's what we're working with here. This particular spot was definitely unusual. Again, this is in the middle of the mountains, so you see a lot of unusual things in the middle of the mountains. This was 2 or 3 trailers, a small building like a shed, but it looked like maybe a shed that's made to be lived in or something. And then this just really old abandoned property. I'll show you. We're going to play through this part of the video here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And on the back end, I'll show you what we saw, which raised kind of curiosity in us. But then I did research after, which I'll tell you about in a little bit here. See, there was a trailer on the far end of the property, the smaller trailer, sort of a pop-up in the middle near the shed-like building. Old abandoned place. Very, very old abandoned place. It almost looks like maybe there was a fire or something. Maybe this family got burned out of their house and they just had to live on the property in trailers. But you'll see right here next.
New-ish equipment for kids. Don't think anything.
A whole bunch of playground equipment for children, which just seemed unusual to us. But again, once we got home, because Jen had some weird feelings about this particular part of the road, not this particular property, this was just along that stretch. I did some research. I found out it's just, it's just a family. I think a few kids. Just a good old boy living out in the country. It didn't seem, unusual. No names that jumped out at me, so I would say this is probably not relevant to anything we were looking for. Just that something bad had happened. It's potential that the bad thing that happened was a house fire and this poor family, lost their house maybe and had to have to live in trailers. I don't know. I would say while this felt unusual, I don't think it's related. So we're going to keep going here down the road. And again, Bear Hollow is just going through a valley of the mountains, so it's just got that strange feel to it. If they do, they live in the trailers.
Eyes are starting to water. It always happens.
See, and it's right after that house that Jen's eyes started watering. And the eye watering thing, it always raises my attention because that's usually when there's something fairly significant in the area. So when she said that, I'm like, all right, keep your eyes out, see what's around here, right after that property. Now this next property looks like a really small house, a really small, almost shack-like house, almost like a hunting cabin because of how it's situated. There's a field um, right next to it, and you'll see here the field is coming up next.
Strange buildings.
Yeah, there's some little places.
Look at that. They're, chimney.
Oh yeah. Now, the rest of Bear Hollow Road was uneventful. I think that the area that we just showed you further back, where there's that abandoned building, was felt strange, and a little after it, definitely strange. Once we got into this more, I don't want to say more populated, but more developed, nicer houses, the feeling changed. The rest of this road goes kind of straight and down through this valley, this hollow, all the way until we got to, I think it's called Old Brown Church Road or something like that, at the intersection. So this part, you'll see where we're kind of approaching that turn that goes up toward the cemetery. I'll see if we can see the sign here. I believe it's Old Brown. Yeah, it is Old Brown Mountain School Road. And sharp right turn, and now we're headed toward the other, toward Walton Barger Gap. But right up the hill here, I think we eventually get to the cemetery. Yep. Browns Mountain Cemetery. This is our first waypoint. I was told this was here, and then, oops.
I feel better here than anywhere else on this road.
Really? You felt worse down
Worse
there?
down there. This is a calm place.
Waterbarger Branch. So we're going down the hill, and supposedly at some point there's a waterfall. I was told. And then the address eventually, which I have it marked on the map, so I'll know when we're there, but I won't tell you. So, good break. Continue on from your cemetery respite.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Continuing on. There's a little waterfall. Tiny one, no water. Rock cliffs. Now that cliff goes way up there. Wow. What a view. That's the new construction. That was built just recently.
No.
That says no trespassing, doesn't it?
What is it?
The address I was given is this gate on top of this, up this hill. This is the address. Those people, I don't think own it, but it's private property. This is all grown in.
Doesn't look used. to
No,
me.
doesn't look used. And that post is probably that land, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's go.
Damn it, I want to see what's up there. Yeah, so that that address is definitely posted clearly. I would love to see that view though. See what's up there. But as far as you, nothing.
As far as me, I don't think it's a great place to be, but I don't feel anything specific.
So, but we have to go back to Brown Mountain, and it's probably easier going across Wattenberger Gap. And I want to take Brown Mountain a little ways.
It's very strange buildings.
Yeah. That's the old church.
Okay.
Yeah, so we drove all the way around Brown Mountain. There was that sketchy kind of area with like several trailers and animals, lots of animals that had a weird feeling to it, but there's nothing really, right? Nothing major stuck out.
No.
We're nearby another place someone had mentioned it's only 15 minutes away. Solomon's Temple. Several people want us to go there. I'm just gonna take Jen there. We'll check that place out. We'll park there and see if there's any weird vibes. But that, I see that near us, and I know that's one of the locations. So we're gonna head there next. Worth even getting out?
I don't think so. I'm getting really sad about this whole thing. I'm just sad going through here.
Going
I just
through
don't like it.
this area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just frustrated.
All right, 3 minutes away. We are going someplace that is a place a lot of people have mentioned. I was gonna go with someone from the area, but that will be later. We're gonna go to a property in Rogersville with them. But I think we're gonna hit the cemetery on our own. Right now I feel better doing it on our own. It is Morrison Cemetery, which is right across the street from Ben Hill, I believe. I'm sure you're excited about that.
Oh yeah.
It's not far, it's only a mile and a half. Beautiful view. Not sure how much time we have. People can literally see us up on this hill, so. Any thoughts, Jen?
I don't know, so many of my readings have to do with light. Like more than half of the people buried here are from the Light family.
And?
And a lot of my readings have the word light in them, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, probably just a coincidence. That's interesting. If it has some sort of meaning, I can't figure it out. Not right now. That was just recently.
Alright. Alright. We're losing light. It's like 4:40 now, so we saw a few places. Nothing really stuck out. We did have kind of an epiphany here, I guess, a little bit, that maybe all of the times Jen mentions light in her readings, it could be a clue. She was walking around Morrison Cemetery and saw a lot of light families here. There's also a light cemetery. But that stuck out to her. Something that I think maybe is a clue.
Or it could have been a coincidence.
Any thoughts about what it means? Or where?
I'm getting frustrated.
Yeah, there's a lot of places, and
I just figure out what it all means, you know?
it seems complicated. confusing. We're gonna call it for the day. We're headed home now. Probably not gonna do another fireside chat because we're tired and cold.
Yes.
Yeah. So, thanks for coming along today. Wasn't that eventful, but you got to see a few places and had a nice mountain drive. Next week, hopefully, Laurel Run finally, and
Weather permitting.
weather permitting. So thanks for coming along, and we'll see you next time.